Hey, Rachel. Thanks for some great work again. In week 4, I want to send you a quick video reply. First, I wanted to just check in and make sure that I am not neglecting to offer sufficient options for the Zoom discussion group. So no pressure for me to join one of those if that's just not a good fit for you in this like season of your life. But if you are finding yourself choosing the asynchronous group week after week because none of the options ever work for the Zoom group or one of the Zoom groups, send me a reply here, a note of some kind, so that I can try to take into account what times work or don't work for you with how I schedule those in the weeks ahead. Love what you've written, obviously, here in this second forum. I think the thing I wanted to kind of add was how what I hear you describing is driven by compassion. So, the not settling for the category, the pressing into the texture of people's lives and places and stories. It seems in this kind of segment of the narrative that what is really driving Jesus and consequently sort of bringing people into view is compassion. And I think you say pretty beautifully in the first forum how, in fulfillment of Isaiah, this means knowing people's diseases, infirmities, difficulties as his own, feeling them with them. So that I think is just worth, especially in our day with I don't know, it's easy to just be like bitter, hard-hearted with so many painful things going on, often right around us, but certainly not far from us and coming at us through various media every day. So this sort of um, primacy of compassion feels important to me and important to connect to this motif of blindness that Matthew is developing through the way he's presenting characters who are presented as blind, but then how Jesus interacts with them. Um, you know, we probably don't, I'm not even sure I spent enough time in the chapters that I wrote talking about how this is coming more in this next week. The nature of blindness as it's presented in Matthew, I think owes an enormous debt to how blindness is presented in the prophets, because it's obviously not just this sort of one-dimensional classification of people with a certain kind of disability. It deals with people who are presented as blind, but in the prophets, it's a way of getting at how people are invisible to one another, how they're not prompted by the people in front of them in ways that they must be because they can't actually see who is in front of them very well. And so I think that's helpful, for getting at Matthew and what the the purpose of this narrative is as we hear it, as we chew on it, as we live our lives by the light of it. We're trying to draw from it light that will illumine people, ourselves, more than we can currently see. And as a result, allow those people, even I think, needs in ourselves to be prompts that make others more visible, more perceptible, and as a result, sort of empower us and move us to act in ways that are compassionate. So, um, anyway, just some some reaction here to what you've written, which is excellent, and hope we do get a chance to be in some kind of live conversation at some point, if that's a matter of timing. If not, no problem. Thanks again for some good work. See you in week 5.